What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and welcome to the Weekend Update. Let's get started. So what's up guys, how's your weekend going? For today's episode, I kind of want to go back to exploration a little bit. We did some exploration early on in the series, went up and found a lot of areas, a lot of villages, a lot of really cool features, but one thing I didn't look for, one thing I just wasn't even paying attention to when I did all this exploration was sunken ships. And that's something I want to go find today. I want to go looking for some sunken ships, specifically to look for some treasure maps, because I want to go find some buried treasure. Now, sunken ships were added as part of the 1.13 update, I believe, and I've been playing Minecraft since 1.15, so all this stuff was in the game since I started. But if you've been playing longer than that, or if you used to play Minecraft before that and are just now getting back into it, this may be kind of a new feature for you. Now, before we get going, we do need to gear up because these sunken ships are going to be underwater, and there are drown underwater, and they have tridents, and it can get kind of dangerous if you're not geared up properly. So we are going to bring our gameplay gear, not our weekend update gear. But this gear isn't really the right type of, doesn't have the right type of enchantments that we need for underwater exploration. And so there's 3 new enchantments that I specifically want to try to get today. And that's going to be Respiration, Aqua Affinity, and Depth Strider. So I'm going to start by looking in my chest of enchanted books that I've gotten from fishing and see if I've got any of these. Riptide could also be good. If you have a trident, you can enchant that with Riptide, and then you can use that to propel yourself very quickly underwater. I'm not going to be like exploring underwater, and so I'm going to be traveling above water looking for sunken ships. Once I find one, I'll go underwater to explore it. So I don't think Riptide is really going to come in handy today. Okay, so here's Depth Strider 2. We'll take that one, see if we can find something better. Okay, yeah, there we go, Depth Strider 3. So I'll just put that one back. So Depth Strider 3, that's going to be really good. And I'll explain what each of these do in just a second. Aqua Affinity, there we go. Now we just need to look for Respiration. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have an enchanted book with Respiration, so we are going to have to try to roll our luck on the enchantment table to see if we can get that. And I don't want to, well, I guess I could apply these to my current helmet. So my helmet has Protection 4 and Mending. Yeah, we'll do that. Well, we're gonna have to use the enchanting table to try to get Respiration, so I don't want to disenchant this. Yeah, I'll just get a new helmet. So I don't think any of my existing helmets have Respiration. Yeah, so I'm just going to take one of these diamond helmets that has junk that I don't care about. I'll disenchant this, and then I'll see if I can get Respiration on this. My boots, however, I think I can go ahead and put Depth Strider on these boots. Let me see. Yeah, I can put Depth Strider on these. So I'll do that. I'm going to hold off because that's 9 experience levels to do that. And I'm only at 39, and so I need to use some of my levels to enchant my helmet first. Alright, so we are looking for Respiration, and specifically Respiration 3. So Aqua Affinity only has 1 level, and so I've already got a book with Aqua Affinity 1, so I'm just going to ignore those. Oh, wow, look at that. So Protection 4 came up, and I thought, you know what? I'll roll my luck on Protection 4, see if I get Respiration. Not only did I get Respiration 3, I got Aqua Affinity as well. So that is like the choice helmet that we're looking for today's episode. That's wonderful. Okay, so I'm not going to have to use my enchanted book for Aqua Affinity. I'll just put that one away. And then I'll go ahead and put Depth Strider on my boots, and we will call this done. Alright, so now I'll explain what each of these enchantments does. I'll start with Respiration. What Respiration does is it really just increases how long you can hold your breath underwater. So you can see if I go underwater, my little air bubbles down there are going down at a much slower rate. So without having to use a water breathing potion, you can stay underwater for a lot longer without running out of air. That's going to be really nice because we're not really going to be staying underwater for very long. We're just going to be going down, exploring a sunken ship, and coming back up. So hopefully this will allow us to not use up our water breathing potions. I'm still going to bring some water breathing potions just in case I run out of air, but this will help make sure that we don't need to use them. The next one is going to be Depth Strider. So what Depth Strider does is for each level of Depth Strider, it just increases your movement speed within the water. So you can see right now I'm cruising along in the water about as fast as I would move on the land. Whereas if I take these boots off, then I'm much, much slower in the water. And then finally, Aqua Affinity. Without Aqua Affinity, you have a delay, a slowness when mining or breaking blocks underwater. Aqua Affinity just removes that penalty. So now breaking blocks underwater is just as fast as doing it on land. So anytime you're going to be doing any sort of exploration or digging or anything underwater, these 3 enchantments are really going to come in handy. Now, like I said, I'm also going to bring some water breathing potions. Those are just kind of for backup in case we get stuck and run out of air or end up staying underwater a lot longer than expected. Now, I'm also going to bring some maps and some item frames and also a cartography table. I'm just going to bring a bunch of cartography stuff because, again, we're exploring, and so when we find a sunken ship, I want to be able to mark it on my map so I know where they are. And then finally, I'm also going to bring my elytra and use that to explore. It's going to be a little bit tricky because sunken ships tend to be, well, sunken, and so they're completely submerged underwater and they're really hard to spot from really high up, but they're a lot easier when you're close to the water. And so I am going to also bring my boat, just kind of a backup, and so I don't burn through all my rockets. But I'm going to start out trying to explore with my elytra. I'm just going to have to kind of stay close to the water. Now, even though I've already explored this entire map, I'm going to kind of go over the coastlines again because when I explored it, I wasn't looking for sunken treasure, and so I may have ended up missing something. Now, if you're lucky, you might find a sunken ship that is partially beached and is like on the sand and sticking up out of the water. That's a lot easier to spot. But what we're looking for is some sort of structure underwater that looks like it shouldn't be there. Is that maybe... No, that's just a ravine. Looks really cool, but not what we're looking for. Oh, here we go. Look at that. First sunken ship, not too far from my base. So this is just kind of a little bit west of my base in that little cove. And this is like a fully intact sunken ship. That's really good. Usually when I find these things, they're like, you know, upside down and half broken. So yeah, you can see there's a bunch of drown over there. So I'm going to put my chest piece back on just in case we get attacked. And let's go exploring this thing. Now, sunken ships can have up to 3 different types of treasure chests in them. There's usually one in the back here. Looks like this is going to be the treasure chest. And so the treasure chest is going to have iron. I don't need iron and iron ingots. I'll take the gold. It's going to have iron. It might have diamonds, emeralds, golds, treasury type stuff. There should also be one. Oh, look at that. I'm already running out of air, even with respiration 3. So there should also be one under here up front. No, maybe in the back. Yeah, and so here we go. So this one has a treasure map in it, and that is the main thing that we came here looking for. I'm going to go ahead and take all the rest of this as well. And there should be one more treasure chest in here somewhere. I just forget where it's supposed to be. Maybe it's behind here? Well, there's supposed to be a 3rd treasure chest. I can't seem to find it. I don't remember where it is located, but it's the supply chest and it usually just contains like wheat or carrots or leather armor or something. Not very useful stuff. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put down my cartography table and make a map. Then I will duplicate this map and hang it up on the wall here. And get up to the surface because I'm running out of air. And I'm stuck. So this is why we brought the water breathing potions. Of course I would get stuck and drown in an underwater ship. Maybe if I open these trapdoors, it'll make it a little bit easier to get out. Okay, so oh, look at that! There's also a little underwater ruined temple. I don't remember what this thing's called, but right next to the sunken ship. That's really cool. This thing is also supposed to have some sort of loot chest under it. Looks like there might be some terracotta. So let's just kind of break this thing down and see if we can find another loot chest under this thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, there was a chest under this thing. Looks like it contains a bunch of wheat, coal, and useless stuff. So that's unfortunate. Sometimes those chests can also contain another treasure map. But we just got the one treasure map, which is fine. Alright, so let's take a look at this treasure map. The way that treasure maps work is it shows you the landscape of the area around the treasure, and then there's going to be a red X for the actual treasure. And this one is actually really close. They're usually pretty close to where you find them. So yeah, you just want to follow the treasure map until you get to the red X, and once you get there, you're just going to start digging until you find buried treasure. It's that easy. Usually these things are on the shore. It looks like this one might actually be a little bit underwater. So fortunately we've got our aqua affinity, so that's not going to slow us down. So yeah, just go to the X and start digging. It's hard to find exactly where it's supposed to be, so you kind of have to dig around. Like the closer you can get to the exact center of the X, there we go. So yeah, it's usually like right at the exact center of the X. It's just hard to find where the exact center is on the map. Holy smokes, look at this. So we've got a potion of regeneration, a music disc. I think that's our first music disc of the game. Some prismarine crystal, sure, why not? But really this is what we're after, the heart of the sea. So these can only be found in treasure chests, I believe. And these are used to make beacons, which are going to help you out if you ever try to take on like an underwater monument. Cake, chainmail. I'm going to take the chainmail because you can't craft chainmail. And I've already got a few pieces. Like, it's not great armor, but if you can't craft it, in my mind, that makes it kind of rare. And so I'm going to go ahead and take that. So I'm going to do a little bit more exploring, see if I can't find a second sunken ship, just to get some more treasure. And we are back at our base. Time to take a look at our haul. So we ended up finding 2 shipwrecks. They're the little arrows that are pointing to the right there and there. The first one that I found, you probably saw earlier in the recording. I put the wrong map up on the item frame, so I had to go back and fix that really fast. That didn't take too long. So yeah, two shipwrecks. By marking them like this, we know in the future if we run across them again, we've already explored those. So it just helps us identify which shipwrecks we found and which ones we haven't. We found a lot of random assorted loot. I'm just going to hit the highlights. So we got these Hearts of the Sea. So these Hearts of the Sea are useful for making conduits, which will help when we eventually decide to go tackle an underwater monument or an ocean monument. We also got a diamond, which is nice. Like, we don't have 1,000 of those already. Got some chain armor, which is, again, it's not super useful, but because you can't craft the stuff, I like to collect it whenever I can. I'll probably get a full set of this and then maybe put it on an armor stand. And also a music disc. So what do you do with music discs? Well, let's come over to a crafting table, and we can use this diamond that we got along with some of the jungle wood from breaking apart the sunken ship. And we can craft a jukebox. So put this jukebox down and put the disc in the jukebox. Oh yeah, we got some Minecraft tunes going. This one's a little depressing, but okay, it's cool. It's my first music disc. I don't know what the range of this thing is, but you know, you can move around your base and still have the music playing. I'm going to turn it off for my recordings because it's kind of not annoying, it just gets in the way. But yeah, those are fun. The music discs are kind of hard to collect. You can get them from treasure chests like that. You can also get them from having a skeleton kill a creeper. So maybe in the future we'll try to collect more music discs. And then I got these 3 treasure maps, which I'm going to go ahead and hang these up. For now, I'm just going to put them in my house somewhere. Let's see, I think, yeah, let's put them over the bed. So I'll put them kind of right, yeah, I'll put them side by side. And maybe in the future we'll like create a map room that has all of our treasure chests, and we'll move our world maps in there and have like an entire map wall. But for now, putting them over my bed I think is good. And back in our weekend update gear to sign off. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Get out there, find some sunken ships, find some buried treasure, and just have fun with it. It's a lot of fun. You can find some great items. And I think the big takeaway from today's episode is make sure that you are properly equipped for treasure hunting. If we didn't have the right gear, if we didn't have the right enchantments, if we didn't have the water breathing potions, then that would have been a lot harder. We would have found ourselves in a world of hurt. So make sure that you're prepared and go out and have fun. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. And if you're enjoying the series, please subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all, and have a great day.